For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Bleeding hydraulic disc brakes can be one of the most daunting tasks for a home mechanic. After all, these things are what stop you from flying off cliffs and help you skirt. But learning how to bleed your brakes at home can save you a ton of dough at the bike shop, and you'll feel like a total boss once you nail it. So let's do this, and let's do it right. We're going to be bleeding a set of SRAM codes today. However, these techniques apply to most of SRAM's lineup. You're going to need some specific tools and materials for this job, so make sure you have everything before starting. First, start by removing your wheel and sticking it somewhere safe. This process can get messy, and you don't want brake fluid anywhere near your wheel or rotors. Then, take out your pads and keep them far away from the tools and fluids you're working with. Far, far away. Yeah, like that far away. Grab that bleed block and shove her in there. Then, secure it with the proper bolt. This resets the pistons and keeps them safe while you're bleeding your brake. If your brakes have it, dial the contact adjuster all the way out. Next, throw on a pair of nitrile gloves. Dot brake fluid is great for making your brakes work consistently, but it's corrosive and can harm paint and skin, so protect yourself. Now, it's time to feel like a mad scientist and prepare your syringes. Carefully fill the lever syringe about 3/4 full of fluid. Now, flip it upside down and give a little pull in the plunger before carefully pushing all the air out. Keep a shop towel above the nozzle to prevent fluid from going everywhere. After that, close that little red clamp. Fill the caliper syringe about 1/4 full of fluid and use the same technique as before to get all the air out of the syringe. Set your syringes aside and adjust your brake lever so that it's parallel with the ground. SRAM recommends that you also adjust your lever so that it's 75 to 80 millimeters from the center of your bar. Pro tip time. Tuck a piece of paper towel in between your brake and shifter for fast access. Now, grab that lever syringe and very carefully take out the bleed screw on your lever. Then, carefully thread in the syringe. Some spillage here is normal, just make sure you clean it up. Grab a 4mm Allen key and loosen the bleeding edge screw on the caliper 1/4 of a turn and then lightly tighten it back up. Then, take your caliper syringe and pop that bad boy in there and turn the knob 1 complete turn. Don't turn it more than twice or you'll open up the floodgates and no amount of YouTube tutorials is going to help you after that. Open up those little red clamps on your syringes and begin slowly pushing fluid from the lever syringe into the caliper syringe. If your fluid looks like black sludge, then you're going to want to start this process from the beginning with new fluid. Keep pushing until you stop seeing air bubbles and there's almost no fluid left in the lever syringe. Hold the caliper syringe vertically and slowly push the fluid back through the system into the lever syringe, once again stopping when you no longer see air bubbles and there's almost no fluid left in the caliper syringe. Lightly close the bleeding edge port by tightening it with the syringe and close the red clamp. Pull and push the lever syringe a few times until you stop seeing air bubbles come out. Once you're confident there's no air in your lever, give the syringe one final push. Close the red clamp and remove the syringe carefully. Then, thread the bleed screw back on and tighten it to 1.5 to 1.7 Newton meters. Give the lever a spray with isopropyl alcohol to remove any remaining fluid. Sorry, I just really like slow-mo. Now it's time to remove that caliper syringe. Pop out the bleeding edge tool and snug up the caliper bleed bolt to 1.5 to 1.7 Newton meters. Remove that bleed block and give the caliper a clean with isopropyl alcohol. Go find those hidden brake pads and put them back in. Then, grab your wheel and put it back on. Grab a couple handfuls of brake. The first few pulls may go to the bar, but as the pistons advance, it should feel normal after that. Give your bike a test ride, do a sick skid, and pat yourself on the back. You just bled your brakes.